let's go down now to Dale Earnhardt. He's standing by with Matt Yoakum. Matt?
Well, Dale, he keeps taking my mic away. Well, first off, you were drafting out there. What did you see with your 500 car?
Gordon messed me up. I couldn't hear you. What you say?
What did you see with your 500 car? Did you like what you saw on the racetrack compared to your shootout car, which you finished second in?
I don't know. Is Darrell working today?
Well, theoretically, yes.
He said something about my open face helmet in the race yesterday. I didn't like that.
Well, you know, I could set up a meeting maybe. I could. Do you want to talk to him?
As many years as he's been watching races.
Time out. Hang on a second. Okay. Now go ahead and you can talk to Darrell.
Yeah, Darrell.
First, don't go there yet.
Wait a minute.
Don't you think you might have made you move a little early yesterday, bud?
Well, Darrell, it was the only move I had. You know, it's sort of like when you see it, you got to do it, and that's all I had. And it may have been a little too soon, and I know it was too soon, matter of fact, and I knew it was wrong when I was doing it, but it was the only opportunity I had, so I had to go for it, man. And the helmet deal, you shouldn't be talking about the helmet deal. It's the safest helmet in Winston Cup racing today.
Well, but listen, you got to understand something. All I hear is, oh, Earnhardt, he can see the wind. Now, you know you're a smart man. Ain't nobody can see the wind.
If it's blowing in your face, you can.
Well, that's what I'm trying to tell you. So maybe it's him. I slipped in there yesterday, and you wasn't around. I looked through the goggles. There ain't nothing trick about them.
No, they're just clear.
I slipped the helmet on. I don't feel nothing unusual there, so it's got to be.
Will you put my helmet on?
Yeah.
Maybe that's why my head's itching.
Ah,
Hey, show my logos here. Help my sponsors out a little bit. Come on.
Let's see. Yeah, Good Ranch, Good Ranch, Good Ranch. Okay.
I got you, and I got like Hershey.
Why you keep wearing that Earnhart hat?
Well, I lost my Goodrich hat, man.
I haven't seen you wear that hat until this year. Now, what's
Hey, you two, wait a minute.
It's an old hat.
Dale, this is your other nightmare.
Yeah, Larry.
On a serious note,
I won a Daytona 500 with you, buddy.
You
with
got it, buddy.
Helmet.
Yeah, I'm still mad at him for that.
Open face helmet and that seat you got in that thing. We won the Daytona 500.
Yeah, we did.
On a serious note, it's first time at Daytona in race conditions with the aero package. What are you seeing different from what we've had here before?
I like it, and honestly, the cars do drive, I think, as good as they did before, but it does lend that to drafting back up and keeping the cars side by side. I think it's a better race. I seem to think the high line is after the tires go off about 20, 30 laps, I think the high line is the way to go. So, you know, I can't wear this hat, guys. It's something to sponsor.
Was you surprised cars got as ill handling yesterday as they did?
Well, my car didn't get ill handling. Let's rephrase that. My tires had gone off on the left side. 70 laps on tires. The right sides were a little, you know, older than the guys that came out with 4 tires there at the end. So really, I was really going good chassis-wise. Just the tires just hot and wore out versus what they had. I was guiding it pretty good in the wind. I thought I was flying that race car pretty good through the corners. I mean, if you guys couldn't see that, I mean, you know, I was doing a pretty good job, even as old as I was.
You were dragging around. You were lifting. We had a camera in there. We saw you lift.
No, you didn't have a camera in my car.
Well, we saw you lift.
You riding with me, Darrell. I told you, ride with me.
I didn't even like being beside you.
Look here, I got to go. My car's ready, and I got to go back out and practice it. Change some little springs here. Trying a little something here. I think really fast. Larry gave me a little tip last night.
We'll call you later.
All right.
All right. The 98 Daytona 500 winner. 7-time Winston Cup champion, and verbally jousting a match for own DW.
I tell you something, it makes me nervous when he'll discuss things like that with me.
Now here's the helmet that we're talking about. Most of the drivers now run a full face helmet with a full chin bar, pioneered in Winston Cup by Jeff Bodine. He brought it with him from the modified division. IndyCar drivers have had him since Dan Gurney first tried it in '68. But Earnhardt is one of a few that prefers the open face helmet.
Well, there's pros and cons. Dale is convinced that the chin guard down around the bottom of your chin there, the bottom part of the closed face helmet, can actually act as a ratchet and actually can cause your helmet to be pushed up. But I'm not so sure that I wouldn't rather have that happen than to have my face bare like his is. Maybe that's why he looks the way he does. He's been wearing that old open face helmet. The heat's got to him or something.
Well, in the arguments him and I had about it, he just always said, Darrell, I just can't see. But one thing you see he does have right here, that's a headrest. And what that does, especially at any racetrack, if you do get hit, it gives your head support. You know, what you want is as much of a cocoon around your head ahead as you can, and that just gives that little extra support.
Here's another difference between Earnhardt and a lot of drivers. Look at the plane of Earnhardt's eyes as he sits in the car. Look at how close that is to the windowsill on the door. He sits lower in the car than anybody.
Well, one other thing real quickly. When you got a full face helmet on, you can't see anything down in here. It's all blocked out. You can't see anything. Plus your peripheral vision is somewhat restricted with a full face helmet. So he's not wrong.
Nope.
He likes that open face helmet and those old bubble goggles that we've been wearing for 30 years. That's what he likes, and I can't argue with him. But I did have to finally convince him to wear gloves, and he did come around to that way of thinking anyway.
Wait a minute, I worked with him a year and a half. He ain't never wrong.
Have you ever ridden with him in a regular passenger car?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my gosh. What a nightmare.
Winston Cup practice rolls on at Daytona International Speedway. Hope you're enjoying it. We are. You're watching it on Fox Sports Net.
Let's go to Matt Yoakum. 1 year ago, Steve, Dale Earnhardt less than confident with the current rules package to win his second Daytona 500, but he won the last plate race of 2000, and Dale looking very strong during Speed Weeks. Can you win your second 500 today?
Well, we got a good shot at it. Got a good race car. Wasn't really excited about the car yesterday afternoon, the last practice, but the car, it come around. I think it's going to be okay. We got a good engine in it, but a little wind today. A little exciting. I think it's going to be some exciting racing. Going to see something you probably hadn't ever seen on Fox.
The 7-time champ rolls off 7th today. Jeannie?
Welcome back to Daytona International Speedway and practice for the Daytona 500. You'll see qualifying live on Fox tomorrow, the Daytona 500 live on Fox, and lots of programming for you on Fox Sports Net and FX all through Speed Weeks and the first half of this NASCAR season. The Intimidator, Dale Earnhardt, out for a practice run. Most drivers taking 2, maybe 3 laps, coming back in the garage for adjustments. We talked with some of the drivers who are here in the Winston Cup ranks about the pressures of racing at Daytona. So an apprehension with the start of a new season, and these cars are for the first time on the track in full battle dress. So driver and crew chief, what are our goals and what are our...
Well, Mike, Dale Earnhardt is the winningest driver in Daytona International Speedway history. He was the last car to leave the garage to go out for morning practice. He is making what he hopes to be his second Daytona 500 victory charge this week here in Speed Weeks, which is his 23rd Speed Weeks here in Daytona. He is the most prolific restrictor plate driver in NASCAR history. 11 wins and 52 starts. Now, many people figured he'd bring that potent Talladega winner from last fall to Daytona. That's actually the team's 3rd backup car in a trailer out in the infield. He's racing a brand new mount, one with some questions. It was the 33rd fastest car during winter testing, stacking the odds even greater against Earnhardt picking up that win here in Daytona. There have been 4 straight different restrictor plate winners. He hopes to break that streak later this week. Now to Dick Berger.
Somewhere, and there ain't no way to get there.
And from a crew chief perspective, getting ready for this race, if you could imagine for the fan at home, if you just maybe worked a solid year without an off day,
Yeah.
that would probably be like what getting ready for this Daytona 500. And you know, so much focus over the winter is put on the 2 laps that they're getting ready to run tomorrow for qualifying. It's like the whole energy is put towards that.
Well, one thing that all of these teams want out of this 2-hour practice is a trouble-free run. It's already gone the wrong way for Terry Labonte. Matt Yoakum?
Mike, it's good news.
Now, they're basically in 6-7 car drafts out there. You're not learning anything right now.
No, not really. I think they're just running their cars now to get the oil hot or something.
Dale Jr. is 10th fastest, and Earnhardt has climbed from 33rd now to 17th quickest on the chart.
He did that with Dale Jr.'s help. Dale Jr. didn't mean to help him. He just got some help.
Bobby Labonte.
Well, Steve, we spoke earlier in the show about how the 3-car of Dale Earnhardt in winter testing only turned in the 33rd fastest time. They massaged the car, didn't cut up the body too much when they returned to the shop after the test session, but when they returned to Daytona, they really expected times to be a little better this morning in the morning session. Now, what did they do for the second session? Nothing. They cooled down the engine, taped up the grill. They're going to give it a mock qualifying run and see what time they can turn in. Now, just how are the guys handling the pressure of not cracking the top 25 so far? Well, they're smiling, talking. Ron Otto over there talking about the quarter panel. Very calm, very casual atmosphere at this juncture in the 3 garage. And how many times have we seen Dale Earnhardt struggle in practice, but yet come out with a great qualifying lap, possibly even winning the pole? Let's go to Jeannie.
Here's Earnhardt out. We'll see where he ends up, because he was pretty slow earlier today. He's got it taped up solid. I don't necessarily agree with the attitude. We'll be qualifying tomorrow at 1 o'clock. Here's Earnhardt out. We'll see where he ends up, because he was pretty slow earlier today. He's got it taped up solid. I don't necessarily agree with the attitude of the car, but I mean, he knows more about that than I do. You know, he can see the win.
But you know, you think back to about 10 or 15 minutes ago when practice got going. I remember seeing Ward Burton's car, how close that Valen was to the ground, and Dale's not quite down there.
No, and he only ran 179 miles an hour, and I got to think that's a pretty good mock qualifying run right there. So they'll probably change engines in that bad boy, wouldn't you think?
I would think so, but as we're looking at the car right there, you see there is no grill opener, and we have heard this all winter long. You tape the grill up solid, you run faster down the straightaway. But because of that roof fin, the one on top of the car, we're hearing that that's messing with the air a little bit. You know, low drag is about air staying attached to the car. And what that fin does, it unattaches it. It causes turbulence. And when you block the front of the
Cars he does set up for the guys on the outright driver, and a great test driver, and he puts a lot of effort into it. I hope he makes it feel.
And he often tests this car for children.
You got it.
This is 25th fastest on the chart and holds the record with 32 consecutive Daytona 500 starts before missing the show last year. We'll be back to Daytona right after this. And there's Dale Earnhardt, 7-time Winston Cup champ and the 98 winner. Larry, you've worked with both these drivers. Are you concerned they were that far down the chart yesterday?
Well, I don't know that they're going to be pole contenders, but I can speak from experience. I know Richard Childress, Spenny Clendon, and those guys in the engine shop, they had the real beef sticks sitting in the truck, the real qualifying motor. And Darrell, there's no substitute for beef stick here.
Oh, no. The thing that always amazes me is you put an engine in, they say it's 7, 8, maybe 10 horsepower better, and you think big whoop. But here at Daytona, with the restrictor plate, that's big.
Dick, what's going on down there?
Well, let's go with the man that's won more races here at Daytona than anybody else, Dale Earnhardt. How is your car?
Winning more races doesn't mean anything now. Pretty good. We're a little faster this morning. We put a qualifying engine in, did a few things in the setup, and tweaked on the car a little. So we're in the hunt now. We were, you know, in the top 15, and where we was in the top 30. So, you know, we feel pretty good about it. I'm going to go out here and run this Budweiser shootout car and see how it feels. But we're ready to qualify. We want to tweak and put some oil in it, do some things for qualifying, and be ready to qualify.
Okay, go get him. Let's go to Matt Yoakum.
Any tips on Junior?
Well, talking to his...
We back again? Yeah, Dale wants to say some more. Go ahead.
Well, I want to know, do y'all know why Dale Jr.'s running so fast? He ain't telling me.
I know why. I know why.
Darrell says he knows why.
He's
Darrell
holding
won't tell me either.
Yeah, he's holding it wide open, and you ain't.
Oh, dear. I'm not going to tell Earnhardt that. Yeah, he says Junior's holding it wide open, and you're not.
Yeah. Get in the car, Darrell. Ride with me. Let's see.
He had such a great time running in the 24-hour race. He said coming out of that bus stop chicane and down through the tri-oval at 175 in the pouring rain, he told Larry now that's about the most fun he'd ever had in a race car.
He definitely, he had a lot of bounce in his step, and I'm sure he did it to have fun, but he felt like he got a little bit behind maybe on his road racing. Maybe he could pick up something. And you see these guys, they make one run here, they're pretty much done. They're getting this race car ready to qualify.
Here's Matt Yoakum.
And Mike,